Welcome to the Bible in a Year reading plan. Together we will read through the entire Bible. A portion from the Old Testament, New Testament, Psalms and Proverbs every day. Today's reading is in the video image. Read along, listen daily, and grow in the Word. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay on track with us daily. And you can always go back to previous videos if you miss any days. Numbers 23. Then Balaam said to Balak, "Build 7 altars for me here, and prepare for me here 7 bulls and 7 rams." 2 And Balak did just as Balaam had spoken, and Balak and Balaam offered a bull and a ram on each altar. 3 Then Balaam said to Balak, "Stand by your burnt offering, and I will go. Perhaps the Lord will come to meet me, and whatever he shows me I will tell you." So he went to a desolate height. 4 And God met Balaam. And he said to him, "I have prepared the 7 altars, and I have offered on each altar a bull and a ram." 5 Then the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth, and said, "Return to Balak, and thus you shall speak." 6 So he returned to him, and there he was, standing by his burnt offering, he and all the princes of Moab. 7 And he took up his oracle and said, "Balak the king of Moab has brought me from Aram, from the mountains of the east. Come, curse Jacob for me, and come, denounce Israel." 8 How shall I curse whom God has not cursed? And how shall I denounce whom the Lord has not denounced? 9 For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him, there. A people dwelling alone, not reckoning itself among the nations. 10 Who can count the dust of Jacob, or number 1/4 of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my end be like his. 11 Then Balak said to Balaam, "What have you done to me? I took you to curse my enemies, and look, you have blessed them bountifully." 12 So he answered and said, "Must I not take heed to speak what the Lord has put in my mouth?" 13 Then Balak said to him, "Please come with me to another place from which you may see them. You shall see only the outer part of them, and shall not see them all. Curse them for me from there." 14 So he brought him to the field of Zophim, to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. 15 And he said to Balak, "Stand here by your burnt offering while I meet the Lord over there." 16 Then the Lord met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth, and said, "Go back to Balak, and thus you shall speak." 17 So he came to him, and there he was, standing by his burnt offering, and the princes of Moab were with him. And Balak said to him, "What has the Lord spoken?" 18 Then he took up his oracle and said, "Rise up, Balak, and hear. Listen to me, son of Zippor." 19 God is not a man, that he should lie, nor a son of man, that he should repent. Has he said, and will he not do? Or has he spoken, and will he not make it good? 20 Behold, I have received a command to bless, he is blessed, and I cannot reverse it. 21 He has not observed iniquity in Jacob, nor has he seen wickedness in Israel. The Lord his God is with him, and the shout of a king is among them. 22 God brings them out of Egypt, he is strength like a wild ox. 23 For there is no sorcery against Jacob, nor any divination against Israel. It now must be said of Jacob and of Israel, "Oh, what God has done." 24 Look, a people rises like a lioness, and lifts itself up like a lion. It shall not lie down until it devours the prey, and drinks the blood of the slain. 25 Then Balak said to Balaam, "Neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all." 26 So Balaam answered and said to Balak, "Did I not tell you, saying, all that the Lord speaks, that I must do?" 27 Then Balak said to Balaam, "Please come, I will take you to another place. Perhaps it will please God that you may curse them for me from there." 28 So Balak took Balaam to the top of Peor, that overlooks the wasteland. 29 Then Balaam said to Balak, "Build for me here 7 altars, and prepare for me here 7 bulls and 7 rams." 30 And Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bull and a ram on every altar. Numbers 24. Now when Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he did not go as at other times, to seek to use sorcery, But he set his face toward the wilderness. 2 And Balaam raised his eyes, and saw Israel encamped according to their tribes, and the Spirit of God came upon him. 3 Then he took up his oracle and said, The utterance of Balaam the son of Beor, the utterance of the man whose eyes are opened, for the utterance of him who hears the words of God, who sees the vision of the Almighty, who falls down, with eyes wide open. 5 How lovely are your tents, O Jacob! Your dwellings, O Israel! 6 Like valleys that stretch out, like gardens by the riverside, like aloes planted by the Lord, like cedars beside the waters. 7 He shall pour water from his buckets, and his seed shall be in many waters. His king shall be higher than Agag, and his kingdom shall be exalted. 8 God brings him out of Egypt. He has strength like a wild ox. He shall consume the nations, his enemies. He shall break their bones and pierce them with his arrows. 9 He bows down. He lies down as a lion, and as a lion, who shall rouse him? Blessed is he who blesses you, and cursed is he who curses you. 10 Then Balak's anger was aroused against Balaam, and he struck his hands together. And Balak said to Balaam, I called you to curse my enemies, and look, you have bountifully blessed them these 3 times. 11 Now therefore, flee to your place. I said I would greatly honor you, but in fact, the Lord has kept you back from honor. 12 So Balaam said to Balak, Did I not also speak to your messengers whom you sent to me, saying, 13 If Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold, I could not go beyond the word of the Lord, to do good or bad of my own will. What the Lord says, that I must speak. 14 And now, indeed, I am going to my people. Come, I will advise you what this people will do to your people in the latter days. 15 So he took up his oracle and said, The utterance of Balaam the son of Beor, and the utterance of the man whose eyes are opened. 16 The utterance of him who hears the words of God, and has the knowledge of the Most High, who sees the vision of the Almighty, who falls down, with eyes wide open. 17 I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. A star shall come out of Jacob, a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and batter the brow of Moab, and destroy all the sons of tumult. 18 And Edom shall be a possession, Seir also, his enemies, shall be a possession, while Israel does valiantly. 19 Out of Jacob one shall have dominion, and destroy the remains of the city. 20 Then he looked on Amalek, and he took up his oracle and said, Amalek was first among the nations, but shall be last until he perishes. 21 Then he looked on the Kenite, and he took up his oracle and said, Firm is your dwelling place, and your nest is set in the rock. 22 Nevertheless Cain shall be burned. How long until Ashur carries you away captive? 23 Then he took up his oracle and said, Alas! Who shall live when God does this? 24 But ships shall come from the coasts of Cyprus, and they shall afflict Ashur and afflict Eber, and so shall Amalek, until he perishes. 25 So Balaam rose and departed and returned to his place. Balak also went his way. Numbers 25 Now Israel remained in Acacia Grove, and the people began to commit harlotry with the women of Moab. 2 They invited the people to the sacrifices of their gods, and the people ate and bowed down to their gods. 3 So Israel was joined to Baal of Peor, and the anger of the Lord was aroused against Israel. 4 Then the Lord said to Moses, Take all the leaders of the people and hang the offenders before the Lord, out in the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may turn away from Israel. 5 So Moses said to the judges of Israel, Every one of you kill his men who were joined to Baal of Peor. 6 And indeed, one of the children of Israel came and presented to his brethren a Midianite woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping at the door of the tabernacle of meeting. 7 Now when Phinehas the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. 8 And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel, and the woman through her body. So the plague was stopped among the children of Israel. 9 And those who died in the plague were 24,000. 10 Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, 11 Phinehas the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, has turned back my wrath from the children of Israel, because he was zealous with my zeal among them. so that I did not consume the children of Israel in my zeal. 12 Therefore say, Behold, I give to him my covenant of peace. 13 And it shall be to him and his descendants after him a covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God, and made atonement for the children of Israel. 14 Now the name of the Israelite who was killed with the Midianite woman, was Zimri the son of Salu, a leader of a father's house among the Simonites. 15 And the name of the Midianite woman who was killed was Cosbi the daughter of Zur. He was head of the people of a father's house in Midian. 16 Then the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, 17 Harass the Midianites, and attack them. 18 For they harassed you with their schemes by which they seduced you in the matter of Peor and in the matter of Cosbi, the daughter of a leader of Midian, their sister, who was killed in the day of the plague because of Peor. Mark 7 Then the Pharisees and some of the scribes came together to him, having come from Jerusalem. 2 Now when they saw some of his disciples eat bread with defiled, that is, with unwashed hands, they found fault. 3 For the Pharisees and all the Jews do not eat unless they wash their hands in a special way, holding the tradition of the elders. 4 When they come from the marketplace, they do not eat unless they wash. And there are many other things which they have received and hold, like the washing of cups, pitchers, copper vessels, and couches. 5 Then the Pharisees and scribes asked him, Why do your disciples not walk according to the tradition of the elders, but eat bread with unwashed hands? 6 He answered and said to them, Well did Isaiah prophesy of you hypocrites, as it is written, This people honors me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. 7 And in vain they worship me, teaching as doctrines the commandments of men. 8 For laying aside the commandment of God, you hold the tradition of men, the washing of pitchers and cups, and many other such things you do. 9 He said to them, All too well you reject the commandment of God, that you may keep your tradition. 10 For Moses said, Honor your father and your mother, and he who curses father or mother, let him be put to death. 11 But you say, If a man says to his father or mother, Whatever profit you might have received from me is korban, that is, a gift to God. 12 Then you no longer let him do anything for his father or his mother. 13 Making the word of God of no effect through your tradition which you have handed down. And many such things you do. Psalm 57 To the chief musician, set to do not destroy. A Miktam of David when he fled from Saul into the cave. Be merciful to me, O God, be merciful to me. For my soul trusts in you, and in the shadow of your wings I will make my refuge, until these calamities have passed by. 2 I will cry out to God Most High, to God who performs all things for me. 3 He shall send from heaven and save me. He reproaches the one who would swallow me up. Selah God shall send forth his mercy and his truth. 4 My soul is among lions. I lie among the sons of men who are set on fire, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue a sharp sword. 5 Be exalted, O God, above the heavens, let your glory be above all the earth. 6 They have prepared a net for my steps. My soul is bowed down. They have dug a pit before me. Into the midst of it they themselves have fallen. Selah. 7 My heart is steadfast, O God, my heart is steadfast. I will sing and give praise. 8 Awake, my glory. Awake, lute and harp. I will awaken the dawn. 9 I will praise you, O Lord, among the peoples. I will sing to you among the nations. 10 For your mercy reaches unto the heavens, and your truth unto the clouds. 11 Be exalted, O God, above the heavens, let your glory be above all the earth. Proverbs 26 As snow in summer and rain in harvest, so honor is not fitting for a fool. 2 Like a flitting sparrow, like a flying swallow, so a curse without cause shall not alight. 3 A whip for the horse, a bridle for the donkey, and a rod for the fool's back. 4 Do not answer a fool according to his folly, lest you also be like him. 5 Answer a fool according to his folly, lest he be wise in his own eyes. 6 He who sends a message by the hand of a fool cuts off his own feet and drinks violence. 7 Like the legs of the lame that hang limp is a proverb in the mouth of fools. 8 Like one who binds a stone in a sling is he who gives honor to a fool. 9 Like a thorn that goes into the hand of a drunkard is a proverb in the mouth of fools. 10 The great God who formed everything gives the fool his hire and the transgressor his wages. 11 As a dog returns to his own vomit, so a fool repeats his folly. 12 Do you see a man wise in his own eyes? There is more hope for a fool than for him. 13 The lazy man says, there is a lion in the road. A fierce lion is in the streets. 14 As a door turns on its hinges, so does the lazy man on his bed. 15 The lazy man buries his hand in the bowl. It wearies him to bring it back to his mouth. 16 The lazy man is wiser in his own eyes than 7 men who can answer sensibly. 17 He who passes by and meddles in a quarrel not his own is like one who takes a dog by the ears. 18 Like a madman who throws firebrands, arrows, and death. 19 Is the man who deceives his neighbor and says, I was only joking. 20 Where there is no wood, the fire goes out, and where there is no talebearer, strife ceases. 21 As charcoal is to burning coals, and wood to fire, so is a contentious man to kindle strife. 22 The words of a talebearer are like tasty trifles, and they go down into the inmost body. 23 Fervent lips with a wicked heart are like earthenware covered with silver dross. 24 He who hates disguises it with his lips, and lays up deceit within himself. 25 When he speaks kindly, do not believe him, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. 26 Though his hatred is covered by deceit, his wickedness will be revealed before the assembly. 27 Whoever digs a pit will fall into it, and he who rolls a stone will have it roll back on him. 28 A lying tongue hates those who are crushed by it, and a flattering mouth works ruin. Thanks for reading with me today. Come back tomorrow as we continue our journey through the Bible. Like and subscribe so you don't miss the next day.